guys, welcome to our second day of our gentle progression series. I'm very glad you're here. So let's get right into it. Let's come on down. We're going to start with our hands on our pelvis. We're going to really just start that connection with that pelvic clock. So again, we're going to think of our pelvis as a bowl. There's a marble in the bowl. We're tilting and tipping towards 12 and 6 o'clock. Oh, and here's my cat, Gambino. You can go from 9 to 3. You can jump right into circles. Really, this time is for you just to check in and warm up that pelvis in whatever way feels good to you. We'll also take this time to set the intention. Remember that this is a gentle progression series. We are gently progressing, but the strength and the mobility is a happy little side effect. The goal really is just to have some more peace, some more stress relief, just that connection to our body and awareness. All right, do one more full circle in whatever direction you want. And let's bring our feet and our knees together, keeping our hands on our pelvis for some bent knee opening. So remember, we're going to drop that right knee open really slowly. Allow that foot to roll on its side. And really slowly bring it back up. Let's do the other side. Drop that knee. Check in with your pelvis that it's not tilting. We want our body to be nice and quiet. The only thing moving is that femur bone. Alternating each time. Imagine that we're trying to move our leg through a pool of honey. Just this really thick substance. You have to go nice and slow. How would that feel? Check in with your breath. Utilize your breath to help through this movement. Let's do one more on each side. And now let's do both at the same time. Last one. Real slow. All right, let's go ahead and bring our right foot up into tabletop. Keeping this nice arc shape. We don't want any hinging at the knee like this. Pretend you cannot move your knee. We're going to take the tip of our toe and kiss it down towards the mat and bring it back up. Just a little peck. Now let's do the other side. No hinging at the knee. Alternating each time. Just a little peck on the mat. Bring it up. Bring it down. Only thing that's moving is that femur bone. Keep those hands on that pelvis. One more each side. Last one. Oh, here comes Bean. All right, let's bring both legs up into tabletop. And if you find this too challenging, you can just go back to what we were doing. Cat, come here. We're going to do the exact same thing. So you're going to take your right toe, kiss it down to the mat, bring it back up, left side. You can also put your arms out to the side if you feel that helps. So we're still having all that activation right in our hip socket since that's the only thing that's moving. However, when we raise both of our feet, we're really starting to have some engagement with the core. One more time each side. Continue to breathe. Go ahead and grab your knees and let's draw some circles. Just draw some femur circles, massage that pelvis, massage that tailbone on your mat. This always feels really nice. And when you're ready, go ahead and take your arms out to the side, feet back into tabletop. You can keep your feet here, you can put them on the ground, but if you're able to, and you can have a slight bend, point your toes straight up to the ceiling, and we're just going to point and flex. And really keep breathing. Again, we're really engaging the core. Like I said, if you need to keep your feet in tabletop or on the ground, do whatever is comfortable for you. All right, let's do some more femur circles. You guys keep doing that while I move cat again. There you go, cat. All right, we're gonna come onto our side for one of my favorite stretches. Let me make sure my shirt's appropriate here. Did not think about that. All right, so we're gonna be laying on our side. I want your hips stacked on top of one another, your knees stacked on top of one another. Our legs are glued together, all right? So we cannot move them, they are glued together. Everything from our pelvis down is glued to the mat, nothing's moving. We're moving from our trunk to our head. So our arms are gonna be out like this. Our gaze is going to be attached to that hand. So we're slowly, notice how my gaze is really following that hand all the way around. This is called a book opener. We're twisting our spine. Go only as far as you can without letting those knees slide back. What are your legs up to? Make sure they're not moving, and let's slowly bring it back. This one is one of my favorites. Okay, let's do that again. So remember, our gaze and our hand are just along for the ride. It's really that rotation of the spine. Now pay attention to your legs. Make sure that they're not sliding. Back as far as you can. Just hold it here. Now go ahead and let that top leg slide back. Just hang out here for a second. All right, and let's bring it back around. Let's come on up into our side kick series. We're going to be up on our forearm like this. We're just going to start with some pointing and flexing. So we're going to go hip height here. Just going to point. We're going to flex back. Point. And flex. Remember, we don't want to go so far that we're hinging at the lumbar. Really push through that heel. your leg. Let's come down onto our arm as a pillow. Let's put our hand on our pelvis. Rotate your foot so the top of your foot is facing towards the ceiling. We're going to drag, kick, flex to lower. Emphasis on the flex. We're going slow at that part. Drag, kick, flex to lower. Push out through that heel. Drag, kick, flex to lower. Drag, kick, flex to lower. Let's reverse. We're going to flex to raise, point, down, drag. Flex, kick, point, down, and drag. Last one. Flex, point, down, and drag. All right, go ahead and give your little backside a pat there. Let's come back up onto our forearm for just a little side lift. So just if you're able to, we can just raise up. Let me turn myself more towards you guys. You can just raise up on your knee. You can extend your arm. Hold it here. If you want a really nice stretch, we can thread it through. Lower. All right, good job. Let's come onto our hands and knees for quadruped. I believe last time I called our wrists ankles. I don't know why I always do that. So let's make sure our wrists are under our shoulders and our knees are under our hips. And I want you to visualize that nice, expensive crystal glass of water on your pelvis. So we're going to reach our toe back. We are slowly going to lift our leg, but we are not going to move our little crystal thing of water. Just go ahead and tap your toe down. Lift, down, lift, down, and lift. Check in with your breath. Check in with your gaze that you're looking at the mat, not in front of you. Okay, let's switch to the other side. Remember balancing that water at all times, even when we're moving. Lift and lower. Check in with your breath. 2 more. All right. We're going to do our hand now. Fingertips are touching the mat and we are just raising our arm. We are not rotating. We are not dipping our shoulder down. Our shoulder stays put. It's just our arm moving in the socket. Arm. All right, and let's come on to our other side and do the book opener on the other side. Arms straight out, legs stacked on top of one another. Remember, for the first twist, nothing moves. That hip does not fall back. Our eyes stay attached to our hand. We move as one. Twisting our spine. Check in with your legs. Make sure your knees are on one another. Notice with every breath you get a little lower, and return slowly. And one more time. Check in with your knees. Hold it. And then let that top knee slide back. Let's just hang out here for a second. Take a few deep breaths. All right, we're gonna come up onto our forearm. Just warm this side up. Hip height, going to point forward, flex back. You can put your hand on your lower back just to make sure that it's not moving. Point forward, flex back, point forward, flex back. This also takes quite a bit of core control. Last one. Let's go ahead and come down onto our hand or our arm. We're going to rotate so the top of your foot is towards the ceiling. We're going to drag, kick, flex to lower. Drag, kick, push out through that heel and go real slow. Drag, kick. Two more times. Kick, flex, push through that heel. Last one. Kick. Now let's reverse. We're going to flex up, point, down, and drag. Flex, point, down, and drag. Two more. Flex, point, down, drag. Flex, point, down, and drag. All right, coming back up onto our forearm, we're going to do our side lift again, just up on our knee. Just like this. You can take that arm up. Sorry, I'm not directly facing you. Just thread it through. All right, come down. We're gonna do the mermaid stretch. So we're gonna come into a little Z sitting position here. Sitting up nice and tall. I want both cheeks, both sits bones on the mat at all times. If that is a challenge for you, just grab a towel, grab a pillow, grab whatever you need, just so you can have both cheeks on there. All right, so we want our pelvis, again, to stay heavy on the mat. Our legs, our pelvis, everything is gonna stay here. The only thing we're bending is the top of our trunk. So our arm's going to slowly bend, extending our other arm overhead. I want you to, again, make sure both cheeks are on the mat. Imagine your rib cage is fanning open like one of those paper fans. Oh, yeah. Each rib is just spreading. Let's come to the other side. Spreading each rib cage, just like our paper fan. Both cheeks heavy on the mat. All right, let's come and do the other side. Switch your legs over. Up and over. Spread those ribs. Remember to keep breathing. Ooh. Yeah, one side is usually easier than the other. I did this a lot last night and I feel it. All right, come back up. Now it's time for one of the most fun and famous Pilates moves. It's called rolling. This one's a fun one. So you're going to come to the edge of your mat. You're going to balance up on your sits bones, or just behind your sits bones like this. Going to grab your wrists. Then as you inhale, you're going to roll back onto your shoulders. Exhale up. Come to sitting without letting your feet touch. Inhale back, exhale up. Inhale back, exhale up. Last one. Whoop. Balance here for a second, and come back down. All right. Just a few more items on our agenda. Gonna sit up for some arms. Just gonna take our arms into a goalpost position. I want you to pretend that there is a table or something so that our elbows cannot go past this point. We're just going to slowly push down and raise up. I have a mirror over here, so it helps me. It's helpful to have a mirror just for some feedback. So you can think you're holding your arms up, but you're actually letting those elbows dip. So it's nice to have some feedback, visual feedback if you can. All right, let's pick up the tempo. Remember to breathe. Are you feeling it yet? Because I am. My shoulders. All right, keep it going. All right, hold it here. Extend up. Last one, hold it here. Stretch. All right, let's roll the neck. Let's release the neck. And let's come into a child's pose. Again, I love to put my hands on my back. All right, guys, that's it. That's it for day 2. I'm very excited, again, that you all are doing this journey with me, this little experiment. I hope that you feel loosened up. I hope that, again, in the busyness of life, it is important to get out of our minds and into our bodies, and so I hope that that is what you were able to do, and I look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow for day 3.